Hey there, fellow music listeners and lovers. Another update on the music. Got some great stuff as well as some other good stuff as well. First of all, minus its case, it did need its head glued back on. This is Organ Favourites by Ken Griffin. Sadly no cover or anything, just the cassette and a little holder thing until I find a spare one. It does have a bit of damage. The cassette ring bits here do come out slightly if dropped, but like I say, I glued the head back on. That was the only thing that was loose as well. Next we have an album that I have not heard for years. This was one of my first ever albums I brought in a group lot. This is Billy Joel 52nd Street on cassette. I have not heard this in about 10 years, maybe a little bit less than that, but I think 10 plus years I've not heard that album, because that was one of the first albums I listened to and it was quite good actually. I'm very happy with it. Next we have Across the Tracks, the best of Willie Nelson. Now I brought that cassette holder because I thought it might fit this one, because as you can see it's a bit cracked, but I might find another one out in the caravan of collectors. But yeah, just a very nice one to have. Shame about the cracks, but hey, it was cheap. It was free, because there was a guy at the car boot sale selling them, and I just said how much, and he said how much for the lot, and I said I only want these two, and he said I'll have them then for free, and why not. Now this is Fergan and Norris, Gordon Brittas, Sharing the Dream, read by Chris Barry. Now this is, if you're a comedy fan, this is basically Rimmer from Red Dwarf. Now I do have him reading the original Red Dwarf books, but this one is something interesting. It's actually by Laughingstock, the same people that did do it, but like I say, it's a big double. It's an interesting album to get. Like I say, I've not seen it yet. Well, I have actually seen the VHS tape, but I didn't get it because I thought, yeah, but it's Rimmer not being Rimmer, so why would I get it? Oops, a daisy. Fall over the cassettes. Anyway, next found a nice 2 CDs. So my charity shop of course has CDs. I thought I would never find this. We have Tommy the Who on CD. Now I have seen the film, and my mum owns the original album cover because she was around when this band was brand new and when this first came out. But yeah, it is absolutely immaculate, this CD. And like I say, it is just one of the best CDs you could own by The Who. Again, a lot of really weird strangeness. Again, if you've seen Quadrophenia, this is the film they made before that, the Tommy film. It's very, very surreal and very, very crazy. But yeah. Next we also have another Who one, which I recently found on Monday. Because I found that one on Friday, because it was like, oh, Who, Tommy, oh, definitely having that. Now this one, The Who by Numbers. Now my mum also owns this, but as you can see, it's a dot the dot thing. She was an artist and actually did the dot to dot, but also coloured it in with the right colours. So didn't just basically sort of like give them colours of the time. She actually drew them in what they would be wearing at the time on the album. And yeah, inside of here is pictures of them performing live. The back has a few live recordings as well, and like I say, this is going to be a hell of a listen. Anyway, now we move on to a mixture of charity shop and car boot sale record finds. First of all, we have Tex Ritter, Deck of Cards. I do like my country stars, so there you can see him. A very nice one. I usually do find this one on a regular basis, but it's usually absolutely scratched to oblivion. This one, other than having slight damage where obviously a price label was up there, it's in really good condition. I am actually surprised at the condition of that. Next we have Accordion de Paris, Yeti Honor. I presume that's how you pronounce his or hers name, but either way, really nice look. Like I say, I had to have this because it's accordion, and who doesn't love accordions? Answer is most people, but I like accordions. I can't tell you what the car is on the front. It actually looks like an old Austin, but it could be some French car of the day. But there you can see it right there. Absolutely gorgeous to have. A very nice album cover as well. Next we have Spike Jones and his City Slickers. Thank you, music lovers. Now, I actually grew up listening to this because my mum had a cassette tape with loads of tracks on there. And this one is pretty good. As you can see, it's got them with yo-yos on the front. Thank you for the music. Really nice album to get. It's on the RCA. It's an interesting one, and like I say, some nice information on the back there as well. If you want to pause to read that, I don't know if I can get it all in, but that's some of it anyway. It's quite interesting. It's a good read either way. Next we have another organ one. Now I do actually have a few of these. I get confused because the guy that does this, Nicholas Cayston, he does sort of like a lot of organ stuff, and I've got two other albums of him, and this one is Bach Organ Works, including Fantasia and Fugue in G minor. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful album cover either way, of a nice old organ. And I should be listening to some of these hopefully in the next couple of days, because I really do need to start listening to some of this stuff. Like I say, I know I've been on a country hit, but like I say, I've got to start listening to some of my organ stuff because it's getting a bit piled up. Speaking of country, here we have Christmas Country from Delamere back in the day for £1.50. So there's the original price sticker from there, and there is the actual thing. Now this is basically sort of like the sort of thing you'd hear at Christmas time by country and western albums. So you've got Jim Reeves, Skeeter Davis, Porter Wagoner, Chet Atkins, Willie Nelson, Hank Snow, Eddie Arnold, Dottie West, Charlie Pride, Ford Charmer, The Browns featuring Ed Brown and George Hamilton IV. So yeah, quite a good selection there of country stuff, all Christmassy related. Next we have this guy, which is John Arlott Talks Cricket. Now, usually this is the sort of thing I buy purely because I'm strange, but looking at this picture, I think this was done by the same guy who did the artwork for Pink Floyd The Wall. Either way, yeah, this is just some guy talking about cricket. I don't know why I brought it. I think I'm strange myself, but it's got to be collectible because I think the guy's dead. And also as well, how often are you going to find a cricket album? Like, seriously. I know I have loads of like train shunting cassette tapes, but that's different. Next we have two double albums. We have the unique Klaus Wunderlich sound. I only paid 49p for this. Bargain, bargain, bargain. And I can't remember if it's this one or the other one. I think it is the other one. But as you can see, it is a beautiful double album. And on the inside you also have the huge layout of records. There's quite a good selection of records there. And as you can see, it is a beautiful double album. I am so happy to get that. Records are in immaculate condition. Usually whenever you find anything Klaus Wunderlich, it is knackered. There was one more in the charity shop, but it had massive scratches on it and had been played to oblivion. Ah, it's this one. Klaus Wunderlich Dream Concerto. Now, I didn't see the concerto part, but thankfully it's not like a band or anything like that. It's just him sort of like basically using a different keyboard that has a concerto on it, I think. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous to have. Beautiful double album with two very nice pictures of Mr. Klaus Wunderlich on there. Doing my what no impression. But the other cool thing about this is the fact that in here we have this, which is a little insert that is actually for all the stuff you can get on Klaus Wunderlich. And let me tell you, there is a lot. This is like a proper 3-page spread of stuff. And like I say, I probably have 10% of what is on here. But it does give me a good reference of what to look out for in the future. But the trouble is though, like I say, I need to start listening to some of my records because, yeah, it's like, okay, so I may be buying these records, but I'm not listening to them. Anyway, moving on to the more gooder stuff. Here we have Rat, that's R-A-T-T, and this is Reach for the Sky. Now, I do actually have a cassette tape on them, Detonator, which I've yet to listen to, but like I say, if I like them, I've got 2 albums. These cost me £2 each, and like I say, they're in good condition. They're a little bit sort of like, I don't know what they sound like, but I'm willing to try new stuff. Next we have Dancing Undercover from the same band. Really nice album cover, just very basic. This also has the lyric sheet, but on the actual, well, it just has a producer, but the inner sleeve has sort of like the same cover on the front. Still a pretty cool one to get. And then the final one is a very cool one. It's Reggae Hits Volume 1. Now, I do like my reggae. It is, I'm into Bob Marley, but I'm also into other stuff as well. I mean, mostly sort of like Bob Marley was the trendsetter, but like I say, there's other reggae stuff as well. And like I say, there is a lot of good stuff in here. Unfortunately, I didn't notice this at the time, but as you can see, it has a bit of water damage. It's obviously been sort of like somewhere, it's got wet and somebody's pulled it apart. Real shame about that. Other than that though, the record is in really good condition and it doesn't smell of mould. No, no, it just smells of somewhere where it's been outdoors for a while, which is okay. Anyway, that is it guys, all the cassettes, CDs. No videos this time, even though I have a huge pile next to me here, but it's all other stuff that's not music related. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, see you next time, and rock on.